This is some of the most technologically advanced backpacking gear that you can purchase today. This is a set of gear from 50 years ago. And this is a set of gear from 100 years ago. We're gonna spend the next 3 days hiking, navigating, sleeping, cooking, pitching shelter, fortifying friendships, hopefully finally becoming men, trekking throughout the beautiful Yosemite National Park to figure out just how big of a difference 100 years of technological advancements really makes. Starting right here, right now, with a set of gear representative of what would be available in 1925, which is 100 years ago. Let's get into it.
Pants.
Pants.
Mine are 100% wool. James's are duck canvas.
Duck canvas first appeared in the late 1800s.
These are itchy.
These are great. Cotton t-shirt was first invented in 1913.
100% wool socks. 100% leather boots.
Linen shirt.
Cotton shirt. They would usually wear wool, but it's pretty hot today.
It's official. This is legit.
Mackinac jackets.
100% wool.
First made in the 1800s.
Yeah, so heavy.
100% wool hat.
Straw hat.
Wow, dude. We look like we watch birds.
This video is sponsored by Cometeer. More on that later. 100 years ago, the concept of strapping some gear to your back and heading into the wilderness for fun was a pretty fringe idea. In 1925, airplanes were just starting to be made out of metal. Movies were still silent. Most people washed their clothes by hand, and a third of Americans didn't have electricity. If you were heading deep into the outdoors, it was almost always for travel or work.
All right, we're like a quarter mile in. This jacket's coming off, and honestly, probably this shirt.
Today though, anyone with a credit card can head to REI, pick up some gear, and manage a relatively comfortable stint in the wilderness. Nylon, Gore-Tex, freeze-dried pad thai, and flashlights brighter than the sun. There have been so many advancements, it can sometimes feel like we've somehow turned survival into a lifestyle brand. So for this experiment, my 3 questions are: 1, what was outdoor survival like 100 years ago? 2, how much worse was it compared to today? And 3, has Zach planned out an itinerary that is so unnecessarily difficult, I'll end up quitting this whole project before it's over? Fun fact, I sometimes think Zach is a masochist. Why?
It's gonna be a good day.
My pack is heavy, but as far as clothes go, the only thing that's betraying me is my modern underwear. Ended up giving myself a little bit of a wedge.
Our backpacks are period-correct Duluth packs. First designed in 1882, these were mainly used for canoeing trips in the Midwest around the Mississippi. They're made of heavy cotton duck canvas with a wax treatment to keep out the rain and the mud. No zippers, no mesh pockets, just leather straps and an indifference towards suffering, which apparently was part of the experience back then. Anytime I move in a certain direction, I get kind of like pulled that way.
Also, these Duluth packs didn't originally come with these belts because these are a modern recreation. They have hip belts. I'm trying to prove something to myself, I guess. I don't know what I'm proving.
It's hot.
It's hot, baby.
Completely loaded up, our packs weigh about 37 pounds each. So these packs are hard to pack well because everything is so big.
Also, it's worth mentioning we packed as if we were going out for a longer trip, maybe like week-long journey.
Because we're treating this like it's 1925, we also don't have any maps or GPS to help with navigation. Luckily, the 6-mile, 3,300-foot ascent to Dewey Point is well marked.
Now this sign right here tells me that we are about 0.6 miles from Inspiration Point. That's real. You gotta look out for counterfeit.
One thing you want to look out for, especially in 1925's Yosemite, is bootlegger traps. It means we're close. We'll find him. We're looking for a fugitive. Now up here, in a different part of the season, would have had a little bit of a water crossing. Could be a little bit treacherous, but being this late in the summer, we don't gotta worry about it. But come spring, when the snow cap melt, raging waters tear you asunder, take you all the way back down the mountain, right quick. I just think the costume is really helping me with my endurance, because James is just on a hike, but 1925 Federal Officer Jim Pumphrey is on a manhunt. Agent Big Jim Pumphrey, he's got a fugitive to catch, and I always get my man. Deputy? I thought we were walking up there. Are you kidding? The plan was to do an hour, heads down, make up some ground. Here we are about 25 minutes into that hour.
Maybe.
Resting again and, giving you guys an update. I think there's a mix of pretty vertical terrain, me being in bad shape, and very antiquated technology and ergonomics. My shoulders hurt in a way that I only blame on 1925 understanding of the human skeletal system. The discomfort of all of my gear is keeping me from enjoying the beautiful surroundings as much as I could. But then once I sit and take a moment to be present in this beautiful nature, I'm back on it, man. I'm all gassed up.
All right, shall we?
Yeah. I'm saying this with the best attitude possible. This blows.
Whew. You hungry?
Yeah, sure. We're going downhill for the first time in a long time. We thought it might be a nice time to stop and have some authentic 1925's lunch. Like we said, we packed as if we were traveling for a week, which means we couldn't bring anything along that would spoil.
Gotta get back to Kentucky in time. Paul's stuck in bed with the gout.
In 1925, we didn't have preservatives like BHA, BHT, or parabens.
Gotta help Junior harvest the tobacco crop. Ma's laid ill.
So the main way of preventing food from spoiling was by curing it, which basically means drying it out. Now in the 20s, they would follow this with about 4 to 6 full cigars. Hardtack was the foundation. Just flour, salt, and water, baked until it could outlive the person who made it. We also brought hard cheese, which if stored properly is good for at least a week. And finally, salumi. The old school kind. No starter cultures, no climate control, just salt, saltpeter, which we now refer to as potassium nitrate, and some patience.
Oh, dude.
Is it awesome?
It's gonna be awesome.
Fun fact, during curing, that white mold that grows on the outside of the meat is penicillium, basically penicillin's cousin. Our lunch isn't glamorous, but it gets the job done. Simple ingredients, no shortcuts, just human stubbornness and the quiet art of making things last. I think all together, it's like a very nice, it's a charcuterie board.
Mm-hmm.
I love the cheese though. And you know what else I like? The company and the memories. First water crossing. Not be wearing this pack ever again. Are those, we should eat those, huh? We should probably eat those, right?
Yeah. Officially out of the first canteen of water. And so far we've only passed like one dirty creek. This view is beautiful though.
It is beautiful. Our bodies are broken. Our spirits are high. So after an entire day of hiking with our 1925 gear and over 3,000 feet of elevation gain, we finally made it to the overlook.
It was not worth it.
I mean, to be fair, it was a lot harder than we thought it would be. There were points when I didn't think that we were gonna make it. Now that we're done, I'm very proud of the fact that we did it.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of fun, but sometimes I did. And that's just life, you know?
All right, quick summary of the gear. Non-frame technology is brutal.
All of our clothes are pretty good. Not having a frame in your backpack sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You look at that, you tell me you don't believe in aliens? There's no way humans made all that.
All right, let's set up camp. And we don't have flashlights, so we really gotta set up tent quick.
Yeah, this is nice. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Once we found a clearing, the first order of business was the tent.
We gotta find 2 trees.
Oh, that's good.
That's our rope. Those 2 right there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is good.
Back in 1925, with weather like this, we might have just slept under the stars. But if the rain came or the temperature dropped, we'd be glad we hauled it up here. We carried it this far, so we're setting it up. In order to make a waterproof fabric, back then you would take a permeable fabric like cotton or wool canvas and treat it with a hydrophobic wax or oil.
Nice.
Over time, the wax or oil would wear off and you would have to retreat it. All right, while Zach's working on the tent, I'm gonna gather some firewood. If there's one thing I know, it's cool sticks. You shall not pass. Gonna cook some beans. By 1925, Strike Anywhere matches were available and would be kept in a cute little match locker like this. That's cool. Fire starters were made from wood shavings covered in paraffin wax. People used to make these back in the day. We just bought ours. It's the same tech. It's been around. Also, I could totally start a fire without this, but I don't want to. It was really no harder to start a fire back then than it would be today. I mean, fire is pretty old, but if your matches got wet, that would really suck. So I built a little house and I filled it with tiny sticks, and I'm trying to get the tiny sticks to light first because the tiny sticks will fuel the bigger ones burning.
This is our oilskin tent. Definitely not as intuitive as tents I've used before. I'm sure there's a simple system I should have looked up before we got out here. Overall though, look at it, dude. It looks cool. Back in the 1920s, sleeping bags were more like sleeping sacks. It's just a waterproof shell, in this case, oilskin canvas, that could be stuffed with any sort of insulation. We've brought these 100% wool blankets. You might have noticed everything in our 1920s kit seems to be made of wool. Wool is breathable, but most importantly, it can still function as insulation when wet. It wicks away moisture while keeping you warm. Yeah, bro. Dare I dip my Tootsies? It's 1925. We're on the run. We're in the woods. I couldn't have broken out without you. And we were able to swipe some things from the general store. Baked beans. Baked beans.
And corned beef. Corned beef doesn't actually have any corn in it. I don't know if that's a surprise to you guys, but our minds were blown. This is so old-timey. The name goes all the way back to the 12th century and refers to the large, coarse grains of salt used to preserve the meat. Might be better hot. Fun fact, the word corn existed before Europeans knew what the vegetable was. It refers to like the size and shape of a thing, like a little ass grain. Like that's a corn of salt.
Beans going in.
Baked beans were originally a Native American staple, cooked with bear fat and maple syrup. Eventually, Heinz started making tin can baked beans using a tomato-based sauce. And then there's one guy who won't tell us his secret recipe, but for some reason, his dog's always trying to.
The secret family recipe starts with
batteries not included.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. That looks pretty good. That looks period correct.
It does, yeah. Oh yeah, dude, that's like fajitas.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be ordering these now.
Yeah. They're sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them actually to be sweet.
Beans, 8 out of 10. Corned beef hash, 10 out of 10. With the fire burning low and the last scraps of dinner safely hoisted out of reach from bears, it was time to climb into our old-ass tent. This is cozy. Rest our bodies on the hard, cold dirt and do our best to get some sleep. This is not comfy.
How'd you sleep?
Not great. Very cold.
Better start boiling some water.
For 1925 breakfast, oatmeal, cured bacon, and cowboy coffee.
We're doing cowboy coffee, which is basically just coffee grounds, and just this has a little filter on it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had worse cups of coffee for sure.
Our bacon is different than the kind you would buy at the store. It's been directly cured in a high salt and sodium nitrate mixture, allowing it to last without being refrigerated. It's actually illegal to sell cured bacon like this because the USDA limits nitrate levels. So, needless to say, our bacon was a little difficult to source.
I mean, that's great.
Whoa, that actually does taste different than any bacon I've ever had before.
But I wonder if it's because it was cut with a pocket knife on a rock.
To bring a little joy to our oatmeal,
Dude, look how much dirt is in it, bro.
we've brought sweetened condensed milk, which is made by evaporating about 60% of the water and adding a bunch of sugar. So much of the water is removed or bound to the sugar that there isn't enough left for the bacteria to survive, allowing the milk to last for years. And let me tell you,
That's pretty good.
this stuff tastes good.
It's good as hell, yeah.
So I was really hoping to wait till the 70s to execute my next bowel movement, but this coffee is just doing its thing. In the 1920s, you would just use either leaves. My preference is a rock. You just want to find a good one that's got like a little bit of an edge. Just get the cheeks spread so you don't have a lot to clean up. We were going to a lake today, so that'll help.
Long term. That'll help like long
Long term, you gonna go rock? Or you gonna try to go leaf?
I trust a rock more than a leaf.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a poisonous rock.
We're about to go into a time machine and come out in 1975. But first, we have to pack up our 1925 camp.
After finishing our first day with our 1925 gear, I am rating it as follows. Clothing. The boots were incredibly uncomfortable, and everything was so heavy. Like I couldn't believe my jacket weighed that much. But overall, it performed well, and you can tell it will last forever.
It stinks though.
Plus, we looked cool as hell. 6 out of 10. Backpacks. I can't imagine how a backpack could be any worse. There were packs from the 1920s that did incorporate wood frames. I would be curious to try those, but anything without a frame or hip belt for serious trekking is absolutely miserable. 2 out of 10, because I imagine carrying like a suitcase would be worse. Food. It was all not bad, and the oatmeal and bacon was actually delicious. My main knock is that after a while, not having any fruits or vegetables would be tough, and the cooking supplies were pretty heavy. 7 out of 10. Sleep. The weight of the tent, the sleeping sacks, the wool blankets cannot be overstated. Without a sleeping pad, the hard ground was uncomfortable and very cold. I woke up in the middle of the night and had to meditate myself out of a night terror. 3 out of 10. Our overall score for 1925, 4 out of 10.
Sheriff's on our tail. Gotta keep moving. Welcome to the 70s.
By the 1970s, hiking had gone mainstream. Driven by post-war leisure culture, the rise of the Sierra Club, and the Back to the Land movement, you weren't enduring the wilderness, you were backpacking with your pals. Post-war Americans had landed on the moon, started using microwave ovens, and made a ton of new synthetic materials. But we're not totally in the future yet. People are still typing on typewriters. Most people use cash, and no one has ever even heard of a cell phone. For our daytime trekking wear, we're both wearing 1970s Vosk mountaineering boots. Our new boots have padded collars and rubber soles with a softer foam insole. Our socks are now made of a wool acrylic blend. Acrylic was the post-war miracle fiber, meant to replace wool. It doesn't itch, it doesn't shrink, it's moth-proof and mildew-resistant, and way cheaper than wool. But it isn't as tough as wool, and it doesn't breathe as well. Instead of wool pants, to stay cool, we're wearing cotton shorts, which had finally become socially acceptable for men to wear around the 1930s and 40s.
Oh yeah, if you wore shorts like this in 1925, you'd get shot.
We still have cotton undershirts and 100% wool sweaters. And possibly the biggest upgrade on our gear list are our 1970s JanSport aluminum frame hiking packs.
Okay, the game has changed.
Yeah, this is so much better.
After World War II, surplus aluminum and aircraft-grade alloys became cheap and available. So engineers and tinkerers started applying aerospace ideas to camping gear. One of them, Dick Kelty, a Boeing aircraft worker, built one of the first commercial aluminum frame backpacks. And by the late 1950s, the Kelty pack became the gold standard for serious backpackers. Our JanSports are about 10 pounds lighter than our Duluth packs from yesterday, but the difference in comfort with the frames feels way more extreme.
First impressions, relief.
And right off the bat, these packs are way better. Our boots are way better. I'm really enjoying wearing shorts.
Number one standout is definitely the frame on the backpack. Like, I don't think they're that much lighter. I think they're only a few pounds lighter, but it feels like it's half the weight. Comfort, I would say yesterday was a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Want some jerky? Lunch in 1975 is good old peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with Jif peanut butter, Smucker's jelly, and Wonder Bread. We're able to bring bread on this trip because preservatives have been introduced.
Compared to yesterday's lunch, obviously full of sugar.
Yeah, this is a signal of America's shift into a sugar-based food system. Peanut butter, bread, and jelly all have a ton of sugar in them, and none of yesterday's lunch had any. I'd say the unsung hero of 1975 lunch, Ziploc bag. Everything yesterday in 1925 was in like a wax paper parcel. It took like an hour and a half to eat lunch. This lunch is gonna take less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, across the board, packaging is just better. We have zippers on our stuff instead of buckles everywhere. We had nylon straps on our old bags, but those aren't actually period correct.
Yeah, the clothing of 1975 is a lot more casual than 1925. It is more comfortable.
There's definitely a shift from survival to recreational. All right, cool, it's 1975. We finally can purify our water. We have these tablets. First one is to purify it. Second ones are to make it not taste bad.
Geniuses choose green.
Zippers, amazing technology. Did you hear that? Oh crap. The kids are out here building spooky stuff again.
We just heard some thunder, but luckily we have these Vietnam
Ponchos,
so
if we need them, yeah. Did I look like The Rock?
All right, gentlemen. This just became a race. Us versus Mother Nature. Let's move out.
All right, now that our bottle of water is officially the color of piss iodine, we add our second phase, which is supposed to remove the color and the taste. Should we try our water now?
Yeah, low key. I have been dreading this casually.
Tastes like it was treated with something.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And if that could keep you from diarrheaing yourself to death, I guess I can deal.
As we approached camp on the second day, our packs didn't feel like punishment anymore, just the cost of entry. We weren't thinking about blisters or sore shoulders as much as we were finally looking around and enjoying nature's beauty.
This is gorgeous. We got a sign coming up. Guys, river crossing. This is the Tuolumne River.
Nice, nice. Do you guys want to toss your gear over or something?
You guys want to toss your gear?
All right, so we're in the wilderness area, which means we're allowed to camp anywhere as long as we're 40 meters off the path. But to make a fire, we need a fire ring. So we're hunting for one of those. It has to be a pre-existing fire ring that like one of the rangers set up. Where's the spot?
Straight behind me.
Oh, nice. All right, we found a fire ring. We can set a fire, but I'm starting to feel some raindrops, so we also got to get our tent and everything else set up super quick. Luckily, today's tent should go up faster. I think we'll be fine. I think it's one of the flattest spots. Everything else is so downhill.
This tent is actually from 1975. We bought it off eBay. And when we got it and it showed up, it smelled so bad. So we've done our best to de-stink it.
In the late 1930s, DuPont developed nylon as a synthetic replacement for silk. During World War II, the military began using it for ropes and parachutes. It was strong, light, and didn't rot when it got wet. After the war, nylon became the go-to miracle material for outdoorsmen, and it's what our vintage 1970s Sierra Designs two-man tent is made out of. Unlike our 1925 tent, it actually has a floor, which will help better seal us off from the elements. And it uses lightweight aluminum poles to maintain its shape without the need for any trees or perfectly sized sticks. It has vents to manage heat and moisture, and a polyurethane-coated rainfly to keep the water out. 50 years of advancements has taken us from a singular tent-shaped piece of canvas to a purpose-built synthetic shelter engineered for comfort, not just survival. Although the nylon is much lighter than oilskin canvas, accounting for the aluminum poles, the rainfly, and the larger size, our entire tent package weighs slightly more. But it sets up in minutes and will hopefully keep us warmer and completely dry if it rains. So with our tent set up, it's time to start.
I can't believe I actually just did that. I just accidentally drank our, what type of fuel is this?
Camp stove fuel. Teachable moment, label everything. We put it in a water bottle.
So with our tent set up and Zach slightly high on white gas, it's time to start dinner. To cook our meal, we no longer need to rely on our surroundings for fuel to build a fire. Instead, we're using a Svea stove. Its design traces back to the late 1800s, but this little portable version, the Svea 123, didn't show up until the 50s. Once the backpacking boom hit in the 60s and 70s, this was the stove to have. You warm a little bit of fuel under the burner to heat the tank. As it gets hot, pressure builds, forcing vaporized fuel through a tiny jet. The flame keeps the tank hot, which keeps the pressure steady. It's simple and elegant and sounds like a tiny little fighter jet.
Well, Zach messes around with all that newfangled 1975 technology. I'm gonna do what my ancestors did. Well, last night fire was a necessity. In the 70s, we're starting to do stuff just because, not because we have to. Also, in the 1970s, huge advancements in bulb and electronics technology. So we have headlamps now. I mean, look at that pattern. The power of the sun strapped to my forehead.
The 1970s were all about instant everything. Food tech born from NASA labs and World War II military rations finally hit the dinner table. Microwave meals, Tang, instant pudding, convenience was the future, and everyone was on board. And that included campers. So in true 1970s fashion, we're keeping dinner simple. The classic blue box, Kraft mac and cheese, baby. Or for my brothers and sisters up north, Kraft dinner, don't you know?
We tried. My fault for having the hubris to try to balance that pot.
We're ready.
Ratios.
Oh, delicious. Hi guys. Hey guys, what's up? It tastes like iodine, but it's pretty good. It kind of tastes like the pool at the hospital. Kraft mac and cheese, about the same effort to cook as beans. I'd say it's about as good. One thing I'm really looking forward to is our sleep setup.
our sleeping situation is seriously upgraded for 1975. We have closed cell foam sleeping pads, more for insulation than comfort, and goose down sleeping bags that use nylon shells.
But this is a huge jump in technology. This is a nice tent.
Actually, it is.
It's cool to see the height of technology from a long time ago.
Oh, I guess it's bedtime.
Did that die?
Yeah, light died.
Bummer. Last night I was comfortable. I was cozy. I was warm. 2 nights ago, man, I was honestly a little scared.
Our sleeping bags were next level.
Dude, so good.
I got so hot, I got completely naked just in my sleeping bag.
What?
I had to
You get completely naked.
because I was slowly going one layer at a time, and I ran out of layers.
I was unaware for hours that there was a naked man in the room with me.
I was in a sleeping bag.
You know, we're at work. Technically, this is our job. I'm gonna go do my morning business. In 1975, we do have toilet paper now, so that's exciting. No more rocks. I guess I'll go a little further.
We also have this coffee percolator I'm gonna get started. Oh, it's gonna be strong coffee.
Good, because today's the last day that we have to become real men.
It's percolating.
So hot.
With our 1975 adventure coming to a close, the experience honestly felt like camping in the present day, but having to use all your dad's old gear that you found in the attic. And so, here are our scores. Clothing. Everything was generally lighter and more comfortable. The boots were a huge upgrade, and our down jackets were clutch in the morning. Most importantly, we looked so freaking cool. I would say slightly cooler than 1925. 8 out of 10. Backpacks. These were so much better than the 1920s. The frame is a must-have. The ergonomics are simple, but could be better, and they still aren't very light. 6 out of 10. Food. Everything was lighter, easier to carry, and faster to prepare. The stove was very cool, but honestly, the food we brought for the 1920s tasted way better and didn't have any weird new chemicals to worry about. 5 out of 10. Sleep.
1975. It looks like a disco in here.
The tent was easier to set up, but with the addition of the aluminum poles, it actually weighs almost the exact same as our 1925's tent. The sleeping pads and sleeping bags were much, much warmer, but we still didn't have much padding. 7 out of 10. Overall, our score for 1975 is an appropriate 7.5 out of 10.
We've come across a lake, and it's definitely going to be cold, but we've decided if we don't get in, we'll definitely regret it. And if we do get in, we might only regret it for a little bit. We also haven't showered in 3 days, so we're kind of doing this as a favor to each other. So, gonna do a little bath in the lake. Wim Hof method. Wash out my butt.
Oh, what was that?
Today, backpacking and hiking gear are on an entirely different level. Our shorts are made of nylon spandex blends. Our shirts are made from a recycled polyester blend. The technical fabric wicks away moisture and dries fast. They also have a thing called high Q mint odor control, which sounds like gum. Our socks are a blend of merino wool, nylon, and lycra with extra padding on the heel. Our 1925 boots, leather with cotton laces. Our 2025 boots, also made from leather, and EgoMax foam, Gore-Tex waterproof membranes, Vibram Mega Grip rubber with air-injected polyurethane midsoles and eco anti-odor technology. Our 1920s boots weighed 5.5 pounds. Our new boots weigh 1.5 pounds, and they are way more comfortable. Our jackets are nylon with goose down, which is the same thing our 1975 jackets were made of, but these new ones are somehow a third the weight. Our Hyperlight Unbound backpacks are indescribably light, but we're gonna talk about them and all of the gear inside once we're out on the trail.
Dude, imagine trying to throw the Duluth like that.
Right off the bat, just due to the comfort and ease provided by our gear, our entire mood has shifted.
The poles.
The first day we were trudging, enduring, just surviving. The second day we were trekking, marching, prevailing. Today, we're floating. We're playing.
I feel like Forrest when those shackles came off his knees.
We aren't surviving the outdoors. We're not conquering it.
Tastes pretty good. Actually, that tastes really good.
We're just enjoying it.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't believe I ever walked without these. I don't feel like a dork at all. I feel cool.
Part of what makes our Hyperlight packs so light is the main compartment's material, Dyneema. First discovered on accident by a Dutch chemist in the late 1960s, scientists weren't able to figure out a way to commercially produce it until the 1990s. Since then, the tech has slowly been making its way from military products down to consumer products. It's 15 times stronger than steel by weight, 40% stronger than Kevlar, and so light that it floats on water. The packs also include a plastic back panel to help maintain its shape and distribute weight, which is lighter and less cumbersome than our aluminum frames from yesterday.
We're like entering an MMA fight or something.
We didn't go all out with health and fitness tech like Garmin watches or step counters. Let us know in the comments if you want us to make a video covering that stuff. But having access to digital maps is definitely an improvement over the last 2 days. Although sometimes not knowing exactly where you are is part of the fun.
The first day, I didn't even know what time it was ever. In 2025, Gorp has been replaced by caffeinated gummy gels. It's candy that gets you jacked.
Dude, I feel like I'm in sport mode.
Dude, I got my walking sticks. I'm all jacked up on Stinger gummies. By the grace of God. Beautiful. If you close it while it's scrunched, will it stay scrunched? Of course not. Whoa.
Wow. So that's El Cap. Over there, El Capitan.
Right there, that face.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it called that?
I don't know. I think it's a Spanish word for
The captain.
Oh. That's like it just takes like a psycho to come up behind you.
You're so scared of psycho.
These are the best sunglasses I've ever bought.
Yeah.
And I mean that.
That rock looks like Batman, dude.
After a full day of hiking in our 2025 gear, it's almost impossible to describe the difference in quality and ease. Before this video, I would have predicted the jump from 1925 to 1975 would have been the most noticeable and noteworthy change. But based just on our packs and clothing, the advancements from the 70s until present day feel even greater. But we still need to set up camp.
This is a skimpy tent. Sure, this is a two-person tent?
Yeah.
Two people who are in love. It's like one person or two people if they're in love, you know? Our 2025 tent is also made from Dyneema and saves weight by incorporating our hiking poles as the main supports.
I love the house. I don't love the location.
Even if we include the poles, our entire tent weighs 2.5 pounds. Our sleeping pads, when inflated, are 5 times thicker than our pads from 1975. So in addition to providing insulation, they'll actually provide cushion.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of this bag.
While our 1975 sleeping bags were warm and comfortable, our 2025 down sleeping bags take the original design and add a bunch of extra features. Side vents for when you overheat.
Yeah, it has one on each side.
A pocket that turns into a pillow, and the ability to zip into another sleeping bag. You know, in case you're camping with someone you're allowed to kiss. They weigh half as much as the 1975 bags and pack down to the size of a large burrito. I mean, a very large burrito, but like, I have definitely seen a burrito this big.
I'm excited to go to bed.
Altogether, our entire sleeping setup, including tent, pads, and sleeping bags, in 1925 weighed 25 pounds. In 1975, weighed 20 pounds. And in 2025, weighs just 9 pounds.
It's so cool, dude.
And the tent is way bigger than it looked. This is by far our biggest tent. I'm excited to eat dinner too.
And in 2025, dinner is easier than ever before. Gourmet meals, straight from REI to your mouth in a bag. And all you have to do is add hot water.
And also, boiling water is a lot easier.
The JetBoil boils water way faster than even the Spia.
Whoa, that thing is really jet.
But it isn't that much lighter and requires you to buy pressurized isobutane canisters, which are kind of a pain to recycle and, according to Zach, don't taste nearly as good as white gas.
I accidentally drank white gasoline earlier. Dude, that actually already smells good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's pretty good.
That's crazy that this took 3 minutes of work.
Yeah.
Our freeze-dried dinner tastes great and is super convenient. But after experiencing cooking and eating like we were in 1925, the amount of waste our 2025 meals come with is quickly obvious. All of our waste from 1925 could have been buried in a hole, and it would have broken down within a couple of months. All of the packaging and waste from 2025 meals might last centuries.
Ready to try this?
Yeah, in 2025, not only do you get a beautiful instant meal around the campfire with your pals, there's even dessert. This is a freeze-dried ice cream sandwich. You may have had this before if you've ever been to the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C.
You've had an ice cream sandwich, freeze-dried ice cream sandwich?
Yeah, man. Astronaut ice cream was like one of my favorite things when I was a kid. Takes me back.
You wanna try this, Jesse?
Jesse's been waiting all week. Jesse loves ice cream sandwiches.
I do. It reminds me of a Lucky Charms marshmallow
Yes.
Yeah.
that tastes like cookies and cream ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is me trying it. It tastes like a meringue.
Yeah. A man of culture. We're over here saying, oh, it tastes like Lucky Charms. It's like, oh, it's like a meringue.
Dude, last night was the best sleep I've gotten on this trip. It was so nice, and with the pad, I could actually sleep on my side.
Oh, yeah.
Just thinking about that first night.
Dude, the first night, like last night I had dreams. I did.
yeah.
That first night, I literally was in a state of night terror the whole time. I like woke up and it's like dark and wet. I felt like I was inside of some sort of beast. Even the way the light comes through that tent, like it has like vacation vibes. I like my coffee strong, just like my
friends. Strong and nice.
For our coffee, we're using these Cometeer pods, which we use at home. It's just nice not to have like a big pile of beans to figure out what to do with. But don't take my word for it. Here's James with more info.
Thanks, Zach. Sometimes I just don't feel like grinding beans and cleaning filters. That's why we've been using Cometeer. It's a pioneering, future-forward way to make the best coffee with no machine. Cometeer sources the best coffee from award-winning roasters like Onyx, Counterculture, and Intelligentsia. They brew it to perfection at 10x strength and flash freeze it at peak flavor. So all you gotta do is pop out the puck and melt it to enjoy any way you like. Hot, iced, espresso style drinks like lattes, ridiculously delicious, strong coffee with no machine or gear required. It arrives frozen on dry ice, ready to melt straight from your freezer. For a hot coffee, pop the puck out of the capsule using the eject button into a glass and pour 8 ounces of hot water over it. For iced coffee or a latte, melt the capsule first, then pour it over ice, water, or milk. You can make legit cafe-level coffee in seconds. It's smooth, naturally sweet, and actually tastes good black. Like a barista with tiny patchwork tattoos good. It's bold too, and has twice the flavor and caffeine as a standard cup of coffee. I honestly think that you're gonna love this coffee. I used it before they sponsored us. We actually reached out. If you haven't tried Cometeer, you can get $30 off your first order by visiting Cometeer/Speeed, clicking the link in the description, or scanning the QR code. QR codes are top 3 modern technology to me. With 2025 wrapped up, I rank it as follows. Clothing. Everything is maximized for comfort. It is cool when you want to be cool, warm when you want to be warm, and all unbelievably light. However, I am skeptical about the longevity of our boots and anything stretchy.
My shoes are like getting some wear on them. Like, look at that.
Wow. 9 out of 10. Backpacks. It is unbelievable how light and comfortable they were. I really can't add anything else. 0 negatives. 10 out of 10. Food. It was a perfect representation about how much we've maximized convenience, but that does come with waste. Still though, pretty delicious and easy to make. 8 out of 10. Sleep. The tent, pads, and sleeping bags were all so compact and light while also being more comfortable than either previous setup. Seriously, incredible. 10 out of 10. If it wasn't for being a little bit more wasteful than our 1925 gear, it would get a perfect 10. But overall, our score for 2025 is a solid 9 out of 10. After 3 long days of hiking, this is the part of the video where it feels like I'm supposed to say something about how getting out there and enjoying the majesty of nature and building friendships is what really matters. And whether your tent's made of canvas, nylon, or ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene, the gear doesn't matter. But honestly, that's not true. The gear from 2025 absolutely rules. It made a measurable difference in how much we enjoyed this trip. I'm not saying you need to go drop a fortune on the fanciest titanium poop shovel or ultralight everything, but the advancements that we have made in technology and the comfort and enjoyment that those advancements bring is absolutely tangible. And I wouldn't want to sell short that reality just to sound deep or whatever. Thinking back to our 1925 day, when roughing it wasn't a choice but the only option, it really puts into perspective how good we have it now. And the best part is, we have the choice. We can choose comfort. We can choose nostalgia. We can choose sustainability. We can even walk the same trails Big Dog, Teddy Roosevelt fought to protect, with the freedom to experience them however we want. And that is something worth being grateful for. The land itself, and the fact that it's ours, literally, yours and mine, to explore. It was an insightful experiment for us, and I hope that you got something out of it for yourself. Let's appreciate the present, revere the past without overly romanticizing it, and hopefully make some cool shit for the future. And for the love of God, dude, support national parks. I love you guys.